Okay, so we're back at Arabia and we are on game 3 and the playback doesn't seem to be cooperating. Nice. Nice. Oh, never mind. We're good to go. Yeah, capture H. Stuttering a bit there, but let's go. Third division this Shikari, last season's fourth division champions, right? Or was it 2 seasons ago? Someone will need to confirm. Anyway, versus the Denied Spies here, Shikari with the Persian's Pocket. Yes, winning the fourth division last season. Persian's Pocket, fantastic access to fully upgraded heavy camels and paladins, and Persian's team bonus is that knights deal +2 damage to archers as well. Any archers line unit, so good options against archers here. Persian's Boom, great for team games as well. The TCs work faster starting in the feudal age, 10% faster feudal, 15 and 20 in castle and imperial ages. So that's always handy, especially if you get raided or when you're going through the ages a little bit more quickly. To the right side, we have Rectus with the Teutons flank here. So what's Rectus going to do with the Teutons flank? Of course, you could go scouts, you could go men-at-arms, you could go men-at-arms towers. You shouldn't go archers because you don't have access to arbalists, so I'm not sure what the plan is here, but probably some kind of scouts play or just plain general annoying style from Rectus to keep the right side flank busy here. And left side we have Juker with the Magyars. More decent flag save, have access to arbalist, great cavalry archers, fully upgraded paladins. And its potential setback for Magyars is that they don't have a Dark Age eco bonus, so they fall behind civilizations like, say, for example, the Britons that collect cheap faster in the feudal age. No, collect cheap faster. Period, which is definitely a bonus that comes in handy in the Dark Age for them. So that's the case here for the other team, the Night Spies. Victor Francis, aka DW, so let's just say Blue or DW. Playing as Britons here, faster working archery ranges, extra range for the archers starting in the Castle Age. And already scouting the enemy side, so could be that the blue player is going for the 3-mil rush here. Because the barracks is already up, the militia in production. 3-mil rush for Victor Francis here, that should be interesting. Scout dodging TC fire here. Let's just to get the rest of the introductions through here before following the Britons rush here. We have Frank's Pocket from Bodrocele here in the teal. No surprises there, going to play the cavalry role, scouts into knights most likely. And finally the right hand side has Mayan's flank for whatever nickname this is, but let's just say grey. And having Britons on the other side flank means that the archery rangers work faster. Should be a significant advantage for the Denied Spies throughout this game if they play the flank sides correctly. Teutons should be very weak to archers in flank Mayans as well, because they don't really have great responses to ranged approaches. But now, let's follow Victor Francis's rush here. Did he forget to take that extra gold? That last militia comes out a bit late here. But scouting intel seems on point, and we'll see where he goes to hit first here. He obviously knows location, doesn't know too much about the enemy resources here, but the berries are very much exposed here. And let's see for Juker's scouting here. Has the scout alive, but has no idea that the barracks is already up for the Britons. There's the berries. That's probably going to be Victor's first target here. And there comes the barracks for Magyars as well. Good luck with that. That probably needs to go up somewhere else closer to the town center so the militia can't deny it. All the way away from Barry's here. Let's see the idle eco timer for Joker just run away now. Already a successful pre-milled rush for the blue player, who's making use of the time to wall in towards the T's here. Seems like a very solid player already, pulling off the rush timing like that, and now getting the walls up to in a way that also secures the main gold from ranged approaches. Alright, see you around, Venture Baba. Mods generally available for 2 weeks after cast. Think about rushers like this. It says when you don't see it coming, it's going to catch you off guard. Druker lost a lot of food income there, which is in return going to affect the scouts' production. That guy with the weird nickname is called Paul. That's good to know. Druker sacrificing villagers here to fight off the militia and the scout, and actually not taking a single villager death here to the rush. So actually, we'll have to give Druker that. That's a good reaction to the early aggression. Teuton's player walling off. The barracks is up. But yeah, and now making some militia here could be a reaction to the enemy men-at-arms just entering the base here. Morse code. Oh, it's Morse code for Paul. That's intelligent. Intelligent. No, 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 no. Bad fight for Teutons. Fighting men-at-arms with militia, I guess you're kind of forced to. Bring in the villagers here, but that's definitely going to be villagers dead for Rectus. That has to be the villagers dead for Rectus here. Don't tell me Rectus is going to get away with not losing a single villager here. Oh man. It's still a successful men-at-arms opening for Paul here. But... wow! So Rectus used 3 Dark Age militia to initially fight or weaken the men-at-arms, then used villagers to take out the men-at-arms, and gets away with it without a single dead villager here. That is pretty impressive defense, I'll say. I wouldn't recommend it, but it definitely helped. Then again, Rectus probably doesn't plan to go for archers. Here is just booming away, going to go for knights maybe. Yeah, the stable is up actually in the middle of nowhere here to the north. So knights it is for Rectus, then maybe even some scouts. Yeah, some scouts. Juker with some militia, random militia here, and a villager forward, of course, to drop towers or wall in rest or whatever the plan is. But there are spearmen out here from Victor Francis with the Riddens, knowing that Juker dropped the stable a moment ago, so already preparing some defense here. 6 scouts from either pocket here, Franks and Persians. Franks should have the advantage though, because Franks simply have more hit points. So in equal numbers, Franks win any day, unless the Persian player gets some early upgrades in. Druker might or might not save the forward villager here, but in any case, this guy didn't do any good. If he dies, it's 1 villager down for Druker, and if he doesn't, it's still a lot of idle eco time that could have been put to better use. Venture seems to have 3 villager kills, and he's roaming around like crazy in Wodrochel's base here, but again, up against stronger Frank scouts here. Losing the scouts means less army for Shikari to fight against the pocket's armies, even and if he works together with his flank, that could be very deadly on the Teuton side for Rectus. Let's just follow this. Numbers roughly similar here, but you can see the hit points. Frank's 20% more hit points easily have the edge here. So Britons with a rush into archers. They not rush FC, but the Castle Age transition probably not too far off for Victor Francis here, depending on the numbers of archers production. But definitely off to a better start here than Juker, who got obstructed by the pre-milled rush of the blue player. In the meantime, looks like Paul and Rectus are both fully walled here. And 4 scouts for Rectus as well. So if any player is open here, it could be devastating with the double scouts, but it doesn't look like that's the case for the denied spies here. Magyar scouts going down to the Britain's archers with fletching here. And in the meantime, we have Vodrocele from the Frank's pocket here going up to the Castle Age. So, most likely with a solid head start over Venture Baba here, who doesn't have the resources yet, but has the double stables up. Might be following suit in not too long. Thankfully, the Persian TC works a tiny bit faster. Rectus all over here with the scouts, playing reserve pocket here by the looks of it, using the mobility to help the fights on the opposite side, something that the Denied Spies probably don't expect at this rate. Using a heal advantage there to take out a spear as well, and yeah, doing some good work here to fend off the forward of Victor Francis, who's now down to 3 archers. Skirmishers and team gang man. Only takes a few of the scouts from pocket from Vodrocele to deal with these, but yeah, they're all the way on the far side, going to work together with Grey here, presumably. They should have an easy time. Okay, they won't have an easy time breaking through here because that's the Teuton's tower right near the edge of the wall. Full long tower defense from Rectus here. What is this? That's going to delay Rectus's Castle Age significantly, but at least it really keeps the archers from entering. Interesting. Another tower on the... What is this? This is Age of Empires 2, not tower defense. Alright, south side skirmishers doing some work here. Magyar scout in between there, but the archers' numbers from the Britons should be convincing enough to take out the skirmishers here. We even have Victor Francis on the way up to the Castle Age here. We'll unlock that +1 range for the Britons, and yeah, so they outrange Magyars whatever they do. Vodrocele back with the scouts here as well for a 2v1 situation on the south side here now against the Magyars. And understandably so, since Rectus can't really be hit with all of the defensive towers all over. He's making his own little fortress here. Rectus is playing Team Fortress, he's not playing Arabia here. He's playing do-it-yourself hideout fortress hybrid. This looks like a mega random start. Two-on situation, but scouts not staying together with the archers here. I don't love that. On the other hand, Juker doesn't really have army to defend here other than a few skirms and some spears. So, but... in my opinion, they should still stay together, because then the archers could snipe any spearmen from Juker here, and the damage would be real for the Denied Spies here. Still, it's going to be quite a few units down for Juker, most likely. Lost 3 villagers already. Venture Baba here with Knights from the pocket, so never mind then, I guess. Right before crossbow kicks in for Victor Francis, Venture Baba is allowed to engage. Juker deleting the walls there, so the Knights have free passage, and they have that +2 defense. So even if crossbow kicks in, Victor Francis will struggle.
Ready.
Look at the army numbers now. The Denied Spies with 54 army. Shikari with only 20. But there are 9 knights from Venture Baba and 13 by now for Vodrocele, who seems to be going straight for a raid on Venture Baba's side. I like it. Obstructing the Persians' boom a bit here. And diminishing some crossbow numbers as well. Potentially. So Grey is really out of his element here, or I mean they're not really able to contest Rectus at this point, but Rectus with all the towers did delay their own castage timing as well. The team communication isn't amazing here though, with Vodrocele and Grey's armies not quite working together here. 12 villager kills for Vodrocele though, Venture Baba losing a lot already and falling behind the opposing pocket in terms of villager numbers. Definitely good raids from Teal here, and the scouts over here hoping to enter Rectus' side, but they're just chilling out and taking hits from the tower for now. And here comes Rectus with that Teuton's cavalry here with extra melee armor to probably take out all the scouts here. Lots of things going on here. There's knights from Juker as well with the Magyars. They're all going knights here. Yeah, Venture Baba is going knights, Juker is going knights. And Rectus is going a little bit of everything here. Some siege as well, defensive siege, I'd assume. It's gone into guard tower. Really doesn't want his base to be breached here. So, in essence, those towers are really defending the Teuton side here, but it's a false sense of security once siege, Castle Age siege can enter the field, or some Imperial Age trebs or whatnot. Vodrocele with 17 knights now, outmassing Venture Baba, but since Juker is also going for the knights numbers are arguably similar here. Adding some camels, I think, is a good call, but then the raids again from Vodrocele. Taking advantage of the fact that Venture Baba isn't fully walled here, getting some good raids in, and the villagers killed now down to a whooping 23. Venture Baba lost 24 villagers total. Oh, good forward by Victor Francis as well. Magyar's army numbers nothing too significant here, missing +2 defense as well, so can't really engage comfortably against the crossbows here. Siege Workshop is up for Juker, but no Mangonel in production, and it's a great migration here for Juker to try and salvage some of the villager numbers and probably reposition a TC somewhere in the back here to try and save some of the economy. A bit of a 2 versus 1 situation now on Rectus' side, the player that has been touched the least here. 69 villagers total, but yeah, overall villager situation well ahead for the Denied Spies here, as the Teuton's player drops a defensive castle and is quite likely to get that up before the knights and crossbows can enter here. A castle well outside of the line of sight of the engaging knights as well. They'll probably pull away once they see the castle completing here. There it is. Knights still choose to enter. They do have that +2 defense after all. But again, with the defensive approach of the Teutons here, the potential for damage is limited against Rectus here, although it's still going to cause some serious discomfort to the Teutons players' economy here. So Druker just went Mangonel defense against the Britons, but did it succeed? The Mangonel is out. 17 crossbows for Victor Francis, nothing too crazy there. Did add pikes as well because the Magyars player to his left has been going mainly knights. Rectus getting Botkin arrow and ballistics here. I think that's mainly for the castle and towers. There's not really any ranged units on the field for Rectus, but of course it's going to benefit castles and towers here to have them fire more accurately on moving targets. Rectus doing his best here just to be defensive. Also on the forward with some pikes and mangonels. Yeah, it was kind of a pike siege push here against the Mayans. Not the not the most commonly seen strategy from against Mayans, but yeah, could still be annoying here. With pikes protecting the siege weapons, you can't easily take out the mangonels with knights. So the pocket knights might not necessarily help here. I did miss the fact that the Grey player is up here with Arbalest, and that means rip mangonels and hello trebuchets to start contesting the towers and castles of Rectus. Take that, bots. Yeah. I don't want to become famous, you know. So they can just get out of here. So, Treb should be out. It's the invisible Treb. He's hidden inside the castle. That should be hard to take down for Rectus. No idea how Grey pulled that off, but that's gonna be pretty hard to take out. Siege Workshop goes down. Teutons have 3 murder holds, so obviously you can't sit under towers or castles with archers, but with traps pushing, should be able to take them out. Blue is up in imp as well, has 25 crossbows to become arbalests here soon enough. Bozo finally kicking in as well. Wen Shobaba with the 20 knights from the Persian's pocket here, but no sign of an Imperial Age kick just yet. I'd still love to see more camels on the field here to help against the knights here, but this is a fight Wen Shobaba has to take, I think, because Frank's player is up. There's no way back here, no? Just want to diminish the knights' numbers to the best of your ability here. Take the fight. Don't just chill out. Take the fight, absolutely. It's the best fight you're going to get, basically, before Cavalier kicks in for the Franks in not too long here. Castle being contested off Rectus. I think Grey is fine on his own here. Absolutely outnumbers Teutons in terms of army numbers and army strength here. All of Shikari in Castle Age, all of the Denied Spies in Imperial Age, as a castle goes up on the left-hand side here as well. And even though Juker is scrambling up a castle here, that should be easily trapped down again by Victor Francis here on this side. Villager situation 60-ish ahead for the Denied Spies, and a massive military lead by 100 here. Yeah, so Cavalier is in, Wen Shobaba not in the Imperial Age, not even clicked the Imperial Age yet, so doesn't stand a chance against the Franks Cavalry anymore. 40 Cavalier, almost 40 Cavalier, and we have defense for Victor Francis as well, considering the Halberdiers. Getting the Halberdiers for the Britons here. So Halberdiers against Castle Age Cavalry, that should go in the Halberdiers direction any day, not to mention that there are Arbalests here as well to take out any foot soldier that would try to challenge the Halberdiers. Yeah, look at this difference. Look at this graph here. 156 military to 23. This is over for Shikari. There's going to take a massive Titanic for Shikari. No, for the United Spies to not win this game at this rate. 50 Arbalest for the great player here, pushing with Rams and Arbalest and Trebs here and taking the enemy gold. Whereas Blue is also holding his own. You'd kind of wonder what Teal is up to, but he could just go raid any of the players at this point and finish it off, because there's no response here from Shikari with only 29 Castle Age military against the Franks, soon to be Paladins here. That's probably why Teal isn't engaging, because Paladin is just 40 seconds away. Halberdiers with more or less full upgrades here from Blue. I think it's missing the last attack upgrade. That's not really a huge one. Cavalry archers from the Magyar's player now, but not exactly in mass, only 8 of them as the castle goes down. Magyar hussars in production, but only a few of them won't make too much of a difference here, as the second castle is also about to go down here due to the hill bonus for Victor Francis' 3 trebs. Oh, look at these bad boys. Does SpongeBob even see this? Definitely sees it. And Vodrocelli could probably take out this castle with Paladins alone here if you want to at this point. 200 plus lead for the Night Spies here. Paladins and Arbalest working together. Shikari trying for a stone wall here to protect a potential trade route, I'd assume, but yeah, it's way too late for that. They're so far behind you. Look at the military numbers. 200 more military for the Night Spies. This is so over. This is so over with this last Paladin raid here. There's no response for this Shikari. Vegetable obviously 1 minute off the cast Imperial Age. But just look at the TC melt to Paladin Fire. 2 TCs going down. And these are Persian TCs. They even have twice the hit points and still they're going down so quickly. Yeah, just call that GG already, because this is... this is... There's no way. We're better off saying GG and good luck next. But this is just the first game. Anything can happen in the next one. Siege Ram is in for the Mayans here, and also Elite Eagle Warrior. Yikes. GG is called by Shikari. That's a 1-0 for the Denied Spies. And let's have a look at the stats before going to the next game between these two opponents, these two teams. Venture Power, massive Persians move here, 159 villagers, made almost 200 total, but wasn't able to contest the ranks earlier in, and Cavalier kicking in there. KD whooping 147 to 90 for the Britons, 138 for Vodrocelli, and Mayans racing everything that Rectus had in home base at the end there. Massive resource difference, even with 50 more villagers for Venture Bubble, not enough to contest the Franks boom there. Much more efficient. Smooth advance for both were matching in terms of scouts numbers, but as the game moved on longer and longer, the Night Spies just capitalizing on enemy mistakes and choices and taking the win home there in the end with some massive army dominance. Alright, to the other game now, to Team Islands is the next one. It seems to be in 2 parts. So let's just go for part 1 then. Team Islands. And it's 1-0 for the denied spies. Okay, so Team Islands, it is. Let's have a look at the civilizations here. We have Bodrocele with the Vikings in the pocket here. Absolutely not uncommon for islands maps. Vikings on any map have a great economy, but they also have naval bonuses applying to them. Unique unit, the longboat, which compensates nicely for Vikings lacking fire galley as an option. And that economy gives them a good boost throughout the whole game. The docks, team bonus, docks are cheaper. And yeah, let's give it a little time here and see if it keeps up. Otherwise, we'll need to restart. Outrage. Yeah, I think we'll give it a restart. Oh, maybe not. Or feels safer to restart. Let's go. Seems like we're on point here. Don't worry, tryouts. Yeah, we just talked about the Vikings in the pocket here for Vodrocele. Solid civilization for pocket. Might be producing some longboats and taking responsibility for water here. Not unlikely to go past castle, but we'll see where the dock goes, if it goes up front or in the back here for Vodrocele. To the left hand side, we have Malay for Paul, or the grey player here. Malay, 66% faster advancement through the ages that could provide for a solid power spike on water for the Malay, in the sense that it's important to get to the next age fairly quick on islands maps, because you want to be, especially the feudal age, because you want to be the first one getting your galleys and fire galleys out or whatnot, right? So going up faster is a huge advantage. Malay also have never-ending fish traps, so they have lots of good bonuses going for them on water. To the top side, we have Byzantines for Victor Francis, now playing green for this one. And Byzantines, more HP on the buildings, harder to take out their docks, their theses, their castles, whatnot. But they also have a bonus on water, giving them, they have faster firing. Fire galleys, I believe. I don't play a lot of water maps, but definitely some water bonuses applying to Byzantines. And then the unique technology Greek Fire that gives fire ships of Byzantines +1 range, which is situational but useful. So strong naval civs all over for the denied spies here. Now for the opposing team, for Shikari, we have Venture Baba as the Vikings as well. Vikings mirror in the pockets here. No surprise there, to be honest. Probably the same plan, potentially fast castle, longboats here from Venture Baba. Top side, we have Rectus again with the Portuguese now. Likely to want to fight for water. Portuguese technologies resource 30% faster, so that provides a power spike for your upgrades like fletching or war galley and whatnot. So that's gonna come in quite handy for the Portuguese. And finally, Knusper Bacon, new member for this match, switched out from the previous one to play the Italians. Italians also cheaper uptime through the ages, 15% cheaper, so they have a smoother transition to feudal castle and imperial ages. Front dock here for Knusper Bacon, so definitely going to fight a bit for water here for his team. There's always the potential for landings on team islands though, so you have to be on the lookout and have some vision along the shorelines or walls so that landings have limited effect. And that's especially a thing you can do if you're behind on team islands, to try and get a landing down and shift the favors for your team. Alright, so let's see the progression here. Venture Baba seems to be off to a rough start here. He's just late with the dock because his 16 builders did lose one here, either to wildlife or to boar. So I wasn't quite paying attention there. Whereas it seems like the denied spies are off to a better start here overall. Yeah, probably boar for Venture Baba losing a villager here. I don't see any wolves or wolves corpses around here. But 18 villagers to 20 and 22 of the others here absolutely not ideal. And idle TC contributing to this as well. The Rectus at 0 idle TC time though, so that's I jinxed him a bit there because there takes the idle TC time for Rectus as well, getting Loom to compensate for that. And in the meantime, we'll probably be seeing the denied spies going up to the field age quite soon. Alright, so Feudal Age is on the way here. Victor Pans is going for the slower approach, and Venture Baba with Feudal Age already with the back dock. I mean, maybe he wants to rock. Okay, dropping a couple of forward ones as well. Okay, makes sense. So Shikari are going for water control here. They're dropping their docks mainly in the front and close to the sides here. But they're also kind of lagging behind in the Feudal Age progress here, with Grey player already up here. Malay player obviously going up faster than the others, producing Fire Galley, but only has one dock. Venture Baba already, well, soon enough is going to have 2 docks in the front here. And Super Bacon going completely bonkers here with 4 dock in the front here with the Italians. And look at this gold disposition here, 6 on gold. That is most definitely not enough for quadruple docks production for the Italians. You see, only 2 of the docks producing. You generally don't want to be dropping a production building unless you know you can use it consistently. It's gonna come in handy later when the gold and wood income allows for consistent production, but at this rate, this is 350 wood, not contributing all that much to everything here. Okay, the last dock, still not producing 3 docks. So Grey might be put off a bit here. Is definitely going to be outnumbered from Knusper Bacon's Fire Galleys here. As one fishing ship goes down, though, so that's arguably a tiny bit of value for the Malay already. But down goes the Fire Galley, and Knusper Bacon even left with time to repair here if he wants to. One more Fire Galley in queue for the Grey player here. More docks going up as well. But again, same issue. Not producing consistently out of both. There we go, there's production going. 3 docks now producing Prognos per Bacon. Imagine that wood, 150 wood for a dock, or 135 or something if you have Vikings ally. But still, you need more gold as well. 3 on gold is only enough for 2 docks. Consistent and fluent production. Good numbers for Prognos per Bacon thus far though. No sign of any landing attempts from any player just yet. I'll try to keep on the lookout for transport ships in production here. Rectus with 2 docks as well, making the fire galleys, but getting kind of outnumbered by Victor Francis, also with 3 docks here, sorry. And the faster firing rate of the Byzantine, so 1-on-1 in equal numbers, Victor Francis should be winning anyway. Out pops the 2 fire galleys from Grey here. Venture even joining in on the fight as well. No pledging on these galleys though. But solid numbers lead for Shikari on water. 19-12 here. Yeah, seems like some good water control for Shikari thus far. Venture risks losing some numbers here to enemy fire galleys unless he's careful with the gather points here inside the docks. Fletching is also not in for Venture here. Rectus got defense for archers though. So either Erectus is planning a landing with archers here, or he thinks that that defense for the ships applies to, the defense from the blacksmith applies to ships as well. That's not the case. Ships, galleys benefit from pledging. They get extra range and extra attack. But for defense for ships, that's something you get in the Castle Age on water maps, and you get it in the dock. You need to research careening from the dock. That gives your ship extra pierce armor. Or extra armor in general. It's important, especially for fire ships, to withstand more galley shots. Fire galley numbers, faster firing. Byzantine fire galleys here, taking out some docks of the Vikings player. And Venture tries a very ambitious one here. But if his teammates gather up together with Venture here, then they could easily take out Victor Francis even faster firing fire galleys here. There we go, there's Knusperbeek on the way, and we also have Rectus here. All 3 players of Shikari on the water here now. Going for solid water control, naval control on Team Islands. Let's see for Knusperbeek's production again here. All 4 docks going idle. So again, lots of wood actually going to waste here. Not keeping consistent production. But production good enough still to take out docks here and really diminish the army numbers on water for the denied spies. I neglected to mention that Vodrocele is up to the Castle Age here and is producing longboat. Not longboats, but longboat. Has a few ones over here and has Fletching and Bodkin in, ready to take engagements with the longboats to hopefully even out the numbers on water here. But for now, solid lead for Shikari with almost twice the military numbers. Massive naval fighting here, but remember there's 1 player in the castle, 2 players in the Castle Age for the denied spies here. War galley on the way in for Victor Francis as well, but not all that much military to benefit from that. Only 3 docks producing, and sorry, all 4 docks producing, but fire galley numbers need to be replenished quickly here. The fish eco goes down for the green player as well. The only player left with solid enough to win fish eco is the pocket player Vodrocele, who keeps a healthy population count behind this. So, solid naval commitment for Shikari, but not getting into the Castle Age. That's a huge setback here now against the Denied Spies with 2 players in the Castle Age. There's a huge opportunity for comeback here for the Denied Spies now with fire ships in queue everywhere here. And increasing 4 docks producing. We see Shikari producing numbers as well. But lacking that That upgrade is going to set them back. One demo ship hitting the fire galleys there, and Chihuahua trying to chase. That's a great engagement with the fire ships from, or fire galleys from Knusper there to really limit the damage potential of these 3 demolition rafts of the Malay player, who's dropping more and more docks here and trying to match the numbers of water. This is full on naval fighting from both sides here, but enter the longboats and to just shred the feudal age armies here of Shikari. Knusper on the way up. Will be staying alive down here, but there's 2 minutes 20 seconds to go. While the Denied Spies have been in Castle Age for a while already. Docks going down still, but the fact that only one player of Shikari has clicked the Castle Age at all is going to be a huge issue for them in terms of keeping the water control here. Watchtower near the shoreline helps a tiny bit here, but still means that Rectus just now on the way to the Castle Age will be losing all of the fire galleys before they can become fire ships here. And again, that faster firing rate of the Byzantines. No careening yet for Victor Francis though, so that no extra defense to benefit from. And another tower. And this close to the shoreline, the Byzantines fire ships will just go in close and shred this one. It's too close. There's another tower protecting it, but until you can get guard tower, these aren't going to do too much this close to the shoreline, unfortunately. You almost never see that. You could, of course, get guard tower and heated shot eventually to deal more damage to ships, but that's a while away for Rectus yet. Rectus. And now the Denied Spies are catching up in villager numbers. They did lose most of their fish, but they're also they are dominating water numbers now, 41 to 25. Welcome back, Wenchawaba. You missed the good part, it seems. What's your opinion of the last game? Don't have all your players going for cavalry, I guess. Because all your opponents needs to do in that case is make pikemen or halberdiers, and they shred you. And tracking army movement, I guess, on Arabia is important because yeah, I was thinking that the Teutons was probably going for the tower or something, never placed a range or anything. Tower defense worked out for a while though, and that should have opened up the possibility to double the other side, forcing them to focus on one side. So that's about tracking armies and seeing when and where to engage, but that's something I'm not very good at either, so easier said than done. Easy for a neutral observer to pay attention to. But now back to Team Islands, seeing the triple TCs for Rectus as well to boost the economy. Villager count's dead even here by now, but the Denied Spies have definitely taken back water. All in the Castle Age. Lots of ships numbers here. Vodrochere not joining in here just yet for some reason. But should still be a good fight here, I think. Both players with careening in, even the Vikings longboats have it as well. Oh, transport ships. Let's follow those. Vodrochere spots them though, and here comes a Byzantine's fire galley as a fire ship as well. No, never mind. I think we have a landing attempt here. If these... Yeah, rip transports, that's 300 wood down the drain for Knusper Bacon, unfortunately. Not gonna get away with that one. And still producing fire ships, which is good. Use the armies though, use the numbers here and take the advantage of the fact that the enemy armies are out of position. 30C going up for the Grey player as well. And yeah, watchtowers really should be scary here for the... Look at this. Okay, green doesn't engage, but could definitely do so as long as these are watchtowers and not guard towers. Ballistics on the way for Erectus. Again, for reasons I don't quite understand, Erectus doesn't have barely has any units to benefit from Bodkin Arrow. I guess it, yeah, okay, it affects the towers. Extra range for the towers. I can see that. So that's probably the reasoning for going for the range upgrade there, the Bodkin Arrow. Venture Bob has made it to the castle age as well, is adding some demolition ships here, and has longboats numbers almost to match Vodrochere here. But keep in mind that Vodrochere was way ahead to the castle age, dropped the second thesis earlier, and has in return more villagers, and has had fluent fishing come the whole way, even fish traps up for Vodrochere already. I don't think Shikari have even scouted the backside here, they barely have. So that's some very welcome free fish income for Vodrochere. Guard Tower is in for Erectus. Didn't see if he researched heated shot or not, but that looks like it's the case. Extra damage from towers. Could defend the shoreline with guard towers now. And the fire ship's doing some work as well. Where are Green's fire ships though? They're mainly down here by the looks of it. Longboats versus longboats, fire ships not getting too close here. The longboats are still in work, but Vodrochere right now, all of us all, where are the fire ships of Victor Francis? Malay with some fire ships out on the field as well. A nice production of war galleys from Knusperbaken now, and a castle to protect the docks as well. So definitely not over for Shikari here. They're getting their numbers back up. The villager counts are evening out. And yeah, big mess on the sea here now, 58 to 70. Neither team has attempted a landing by the looks of it, and that's going to become difficult for the Night Spies as well now, with towers and buildings going on all over on the water. This was a hard point for us, 2 vs 3 on water. Yeah. Yeah, Grey has 13 ships actually, and we have Imperial Ages on the way for some of the players as well. Italians as well, for that matter, but it's going to be the Night Spies going up first here. Careening in just now for the Byzantine players. That's a huge setback here, not having that armor on the ships. That means that the longboats of Venture Baba will deal, or more easily take out the green fire ships here. But there are just too many longboats from Vodrochere here. 40 to 8 right now. So Venture Baba significantly outnumbered here. Will need to double up on the production ASAP here, with careening on the way now as well for the few ships that are here to benefit from it. Yeah, taking down some houses now. Probably not going to cause Shikari to get housed. Then you have to Imperial Age all the way for all of the players on the Night Spies here. And Malay, with that faster researching uptime, is going to get quickly to that Imperial Age as well. What's that? Karak. That's the extra armor for the Portuguese ships, I believe. So that's going to benefit the Portuguese ships on the field here, or on the water here, but not really enough here to match the Night Spies still. 101 to 78 military here total. And looks like a convincing numbers lead for the Night Spies again here. Passing for the fire ships here really bug out. No landing is surprising. Maybe Shikari will win by a Praetorius. Well, that's a valid point actually, if the resources actually run out. That would be a potential thing, but keep in mind that The Denied Spies are kind of controlling water, and nothing's to stop them from setting up trade on land. And when you had trade, Factoria has less of an advantage, because with that gold income you could still buy resources. Fast fire ships for the Byzantines, and unique tech is in as well, I think. So extra range for the fast fire ships should be a good fight for the Denied Spies yet again here, even though Shikari are catching up here, 86 to 95. Just gonna check one quick thing here with the graphics. Probably don't need that one. See if it helps performance a bit. Oh, hold on. This helps. A little bit at least. Look at this this naval battle though. So many ships. We can try some demo ships coming in here from Knosper Bacon as well. But look at the HP tab here, way higher for the Denied Spies still. And they do have fast fire ships, that's something that I'm not sure if Knosper Bacon has brought to the field here. Yeah, he has fast fire ships as well. But then the longboats from behind here are doing some work, and Shikari not really with enough elite longboats here compared to the Vikings player of a different team. The other team. Castles on the shoreline from both sides here. One going up here for Victor Francis. Population so similar here between teams. I think the only difference is the military counts are dead even. The army counts are 30 ahead for the Denied Spies, which is obviously a it's Portuguese mid Caroll. We would have managed that fight. Yeah, that's true. Caroll is a way to deal with Vikings longbows for sure. And there's something on the right-hand side here going on here. Fast fire ships from Rectus doing work on the backside here. On the green side, taking out some Byzantine stocks here. And I missed a landing as well. Should have seen that. Rectus going for the annoying landing approach here with knights now running on land and raiding Victor Francis's economy here. So the Byzantine player is going to take a big blow here to Rectus with landing. Maybe a way for Shikari back into the game here. Imperial Age on the way in, and overall villager lead for Shikari now by almost 40 villagers due to these massive raids on land by Rectus. Byzantines of course have cheap spearmen and pikes and everything, but doesn't look like Green is noticing what's going on there. Barely even garrisons the TCs here, and that's a fantastic raid of Rectus here. 39 villagers killed. Rectus is in Imp. What was the plan here? We'll be losing all of the naval units here. Not really much going on water for Rectus here. Shikari down 1000 in score as well, as the Knights of Rectus keep running around and deal damage wherever they can find it here, forcing some defensive actions on land and taking the attention of water force. Heated shot from Venture Baba as well. Does he have any towers or castles around here? There's this castle, so heated shot for one castle by the looks of it. Still, of course, gonna come in handy if any ships move close to Venture Baba's castle here. So many longboats, so 67 elite longboats for Venture Baba. Uh-oh, the Venture Baba getting guilded just now. That's going to benefit the efficiency of the fish, but and still only longboats for Venture Baba, whereas Teal has had elite longboat for quite a while here, which tells something about the eco advantage Vodrochela has had with the earlier Imperial Age. And of course, Venture Baba doesn't have elite, he's not Imperial yet, but Imperial Age on the way, which should mean that the 46 longboats could benefit from the elite upgrade. But still for Shikari here, they are slightly behind in military numbers. Cavalier on land for Rectus, but now being fought back by actually heavy camels from the Byzantines. And we have cannon galleons out here that could help contesting the castles. Basically the equivalent of bombard cannons at sea for the United Spies here. This was a super intense game. Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't it? So many docks as well. You'd think Venturebobo was Malay here with the harbors, but that's not the case. The only player actually, and he has harbors here, is the Grey player, who is currently with fast fire ships out on the water and making some cannon galleys as well. And for Grey, it makes sense to have these harbors everywhere because they shoot arrows at any adjacent units or buildings for that matter, if you build anything on land. Looks like Rectus' landing is going to come to an end here. Trade is running a tiny bit for the denied spies here. Let's see if we can see some trade stats here. Where was that again? There's something. Trade cards. Okay, so Shikari definitely have trade running as well. They're trading on water, which seems risky given the military numbers that the United Spies still have at sea, but maybe it's a longer route than you could get on land, so I guess that's reasonable. And look at these numbers here: demolition ships, and cannon galleons, and fast fires. Shikari want to reclaim water control, that's for sure. That was accidental creation. Okay, so that's only one then? Or, well. Yeah, anyway, let's have a look at the numbers here. Ridiculous army numbers on C for Knutstorpbacon now with 12 demo ships and fast fires. Trade cogs, hotkey issue. Yeah, for me as well. I think T is the hotkey for trade cog, and I tend to misclick that a few times I play water maps. Okay, probably not. Great to zoom out that far. Let's get a bit closer. Shikari definitely hunting for the water control here, and this could be a long drawn out game here on islands, or team islands rather, as there's no clear advantage for either team here right now. The landing definitely did work and is doing work for Rectus here, but is also not really being able to contest the trade here. Cannon galleons will see taking out shoreline castles here. 6 plus... Yeah, 13 range versus 8 plus 3 range. Outranging the castle, obviously, as they should. Elite longboats. No, still only longboats from Venturebobo here. Elite on the way, dry dock on the way. With that in mind, this is a good fight for Bodracele, all things considered. If the Devo ships can't get close to the longboats, obviously. But there's elite longboat for Venturebobo as well, and having a slight numbers advantage here, having much better hit points. But let's select the other units here as well and see how it stacks for the teams here. Definitely an HP lead for Shikari here. Late game Age of Empires. I think this is not just a Capture Age lag here. I just think there's so much going on that even the game itself would lag here, and the recorded games record that. Look at the consistent production behind this though. The Denied Spies aren't really replenishing here. There's only the Vikings Pocket doing so. Here's a landing. Victor Francis, having cleaned up the landing, is sending the heavy camels to raid on Shikari's land here. Good call to try and contest the trade here. I think has to be the main objective here. Feitoria for Rectus here. So that's going to give a tiny trickle of resources for the Portuguese player. As for the naval situation, we have cannon galleons from Knutstorpbacon here to contest the Vikings castle on the shoreline here, or the harbors, or both, I guess. $122, 120 military to 88 here, but Shikari need to react to the landing as well. As Victor Francis, the green player, the Byzantine player, is dropping a castle on land here. That is a Byzantine castle, and look at the HP there, 6,720 HP. That's not going to be easy to take out, even with Trebs here. It's going to take a while. Siege Workshop, another castle, and some stables going up here. Victor Francis definitely going for the landing approach here. Wants to contest the trade route of Shikari, and in turn also the castles on land here. And the Malay player has done forced levy as well. Double landing here. The Grey player is pumping out these only food costing 200 swordsmen here. Look at all the barracks just maxed out in production here. I think Grey would benefit from garrisoning some 200 swordsmen inside the barracks before engaging though, and these first few ones will go down to the fast fire ships and cannon galleons just like that. So that needs to be contested. But obviously more barracks going up, and eventually they will be out of reach for naval units. Most important thing here is to deprive Shikari of the trade here and enter the trade route, diminish their gold income. And Victor Francis is still on water as well, and intercepting the longboats of Renshababa here with the fast fire ship. That's lots of longboats going down. Ay. So much going on here at once. And Knusperbeck is still fighting like crazy on sea here as well. Still has these cannon galleons taking out the barracks on land. As the Malay player is dropping a castle as well to protect the forward builders and the buildings here. A castle dropping the Feitoria, in fact. And the Byzantine castle, that's going to stay up for a while yet during the repairs here. Yeah, some 200 swordsmen over here to deal with traps might help. Oh boy. Yeah, castles, they're going to stay up for a while. They have so much HP, these Byzantine buildings and castles. Malay castle goes up as well, so some serious landing presence from the denied spies here now. 139 to 103 military, but the villager situation well ahead for the denied spies now, so they are definitely going to benefit in the long run from the stronger economy here. Alright, we need to restore. So here's to hoping that the restore will be working for us here. 5 Feitoria, okay. Really hoping to capitalize on the bonus resources of Feitoria for Rectus then. Here we go. Let's connect to the game again. And pick up where we left off. Seems like the scoreboard is where it should be. Not so much to do about the lag, I think, other than adjust some stuff here. Yeah, I think I'll restart Capture H again for practical purposes. Alright, here we go. We have restored like they did in the game as well. Not looking too pretty for Shikari on land now. When Shababa said in chat that Rectus has 5 Phaetoria, that means 100 of Rectus's pop space goes into Phaetorias as well. It's going into 200 swordsmen, so I'm guessing that Rectus wants to try and contest the Malay forced levy here with champions of his own. We even have some Genoese crossbowmen on land here from Kunos Verbaken that will also do decent against the infantry. Victor Francis with lots of barracks and stables and everything here, going light cav and halberdiers full on trash here from the Byzantines, and that tanky castle here still stays up for Victor Francis. 6,700 HP castle, that's not something you mess around with. You simply need even more trebs than the 4 that are firing away bombard cannons as well. And maybe it eventually goes down, but in the meantime Victor Francis has had time to take into and create siege rams here to more rapidly take down buildings on land. Or tank ships fire from the sea. That could also be an application of siege ramps on islands. The trade doesn't seem to have been hit significantly yet. There's only one market here though, so ironically enough, the Denied Spies only need to take out this one market, and it should put a limited stopper to the trade routes going on there. But good old islands fighting here. Lots of numbers on water from the Malay again. 61 elite longboats for Vodrochere. No way Shikari can contest these numbers on water anymore. Siege rams doing work. They're gonna take out the Phaetorias. They're actually doing Rectus a favor now, because Rectus is probably struggling for population space. He already has lots of resources, so if you take out the Phaetorias, he'll be granted 20 more pop space. I'd say go for the go for the trade instead, but yeah, we'll see. Lots of land presence for the Denied Spies here now, with 33 helps, light cav, only trash, but still needs to be dealt with. 69. Where's 69? What, army number or something? Yeah, probably. Rectus with the halberdiers as well. What's the orange on land here for Rectus? Just on palisades and stuff. I don't see a re-landing possible for Shikari anymore here. Full-on trash war between the Portuguese and the Byzantines here, but who has the better upgrades? It's actually the Portuguese, possibly. Ah, the longboats. I see. It's only one market, though. You need to kill the market to force them to rebuild one somewhere. Genoese crossbowmen increasing as well. That should stop the light cav. They are Byzantines light cav. They have shitty HP anyway, only 60. So they're not viable long term. Vikings with the barracks here, so Benjababa is going to do some land assistance as well. Getting some value from the trade cogs on water though, so not the worst misclick ever. But on water, we have Benjababa back on, well, added some galleons now in addition to the elite longboats. While Vodrochere has 74 longboats and is accompanied by the Malay player still. More docks going up for Benjababa now in the front. That seems ambitious with all of the teal longboats in the mix here, but who knows? Maybe Flups was onto something here, that the Phaetorias could make the difference in this game, because resources seem to be running out. There's trade running though, and I'd say that the Denied Spies have better trade, more trade cards, or more evenly divisional trade cards. Yeah, galleons are cheaper, I know. They're also got slightly more hit points than longboats. But this doesn't look too good. Shikari still with the numbers lead. They are fighting on land, so a lot of their army presence is on land now, while they sadly are not able to keep it up on water at the same time. Knusper Bacon with ridiculous production here. That was that 20 dock producing for Knusper Bacon. So it's definitely keeping the team going on water here. And some slinging going on as well. Rectus with the Faitoria has resources to share, of course. Let's see. 81 longboats now for Vodrocele, who isn't contributing to the landing, but rather holding water almost alone here with some Malay assistance. Just take out that freaking market and some of the Faitoris or whatever. It's just one freaking market in the north, and there's probably, yeah, there's two in the south as well, but... More barracks from the Malay player, trying that forced levy play again, but against Genoese crossbowmen. I'm not too sure about that. They have Bracer, they have Ballistics. They'll do nicely against the infantry units here as well, and enter the Portuguese champions as well to stop that two-handed swordsman spam. We're at 1 minute, 12 minutes in, and there still doesn't seem to be any end in sight. Aside from the fact that the United Spies have 150 more eco behind this, including trade. Malay is going to lose the water presence again here, but look at the longboat number of Vodrocele. It's up the charts here, 100 elite longboats. Can't remember the last time I saw this many of them. Siege workshops on land again for Victor Francis, dropping them right near the shoreline, but not as dangerous anymore, given the fact that there are so many longboats on the field to defend here. Alright, so north side, longboats going for some raids here. And Malay still kind of keeping up here, has these docks here producing, I guess. They really should be able to contest Knusper Bacon's numbers here. There's 69 fast fire ships for Knusper Bacon, nice. And longboats here and there. Now finally Vodrocele going for some raids. Could even take out the market here with longboats. I think the cannon galleons are doing that. And that should cripple the trade for Chicari for at least a little while until they can rebuild a market. Let's see what happens to the trade cars once this one goes down. They're probably gonna idle out in either end. Yeah, now they're just going back to the market and they have no place to drop off or to get new resources unless there's another market somewhere. So until that market is rebuilt, Chicari are without trade income. Doesn't seem to stop Knusper Bacon from producing though. Galleons are out, so not caravels but galleons. And longboats here, but who has the better deal here? Longboats slightly. I think the longboats are getting this one, yeah, a tiny lead, but if Rectus just sends a few more in here, he could win that fight. The real big fight is in the middle here, though, and the Denied Spies now dominating the military situation by 50, 60 more units now. I'm not sure if Chicari... Look at this heap of trade cards. There is another market, maybe I just didn't see that a moment ago, so there's still... Unless they rebuilt it, its trade is still going. So not idling out after all. But the military situation is beginning to be a problem here. Probably the eco situation as well, if you look at the villager count here for the Denied Spies. Rectus, the one with the Faitoris here, getting a solid resource income, should consider slinging the teammates here as needed, I guess. But, oh, are we gonna see another Yeah, there are more markets up here, so the trade should still be running, but there are siege trams doing work as well, taking out castles, being annoying on land. The Denied Spies still making work to keep water controlled here first and foremost. Some cannon galleons trying to take out buildings on land here, but the land economy for the Denied Spies hasn't been contested for a long while. It's going to be interesting to see this KD in the end, how it is for everyone here. Longboats doing work up north again. Should be a fight in favor of the teal player here. By far, in fact, could start taking out docks now as well. And then with help of the cannon galleons of... Oh, no, 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 don't do it. Oh, that's so sneaky of Rectus here to realize that the cannon galleons are right on the shoreline, and down they go to the Portuguese galleons here. What are the market prices? Probably down to the lowest possible. Haven't seen any market activity here for a long while. No, the market hasn't actually been used that much. These are the resources bought and sold, so maybe the market prices are still decent. Yeah, wood is definitely expensive. Definitely expensive. Rectus full Praetoria now. 1, 2, 6. 6 Praetorias. Crazy. Yeah, Rectus not really left many villagers here, but there's not really that much resources, that many resources to be taken either. Pikemen of Venture Baba doing work here. Look at the scores though. TDS, the Denied Spies, are with a comfortable score lead now. Their landings have been kind of dealt with here. And I'm trying to find these Praetorias that Venture Baba was talking about. Yeah, there you go. 7 at least now. So let's see Rectus's resource income here, how it works. Pretty comfortable flow of resources, just that you're sacrificing all of your population space for Praetorias. So you need to be the slinger then to turn this around then. It doesn't look like Shikari can turn this around anymore. They're falling slightly behind in military numbers. There are still siege trams at land to be dealt with. And the trade line is less than optimal looking at battling here, but they still have gold income, but they're losing docks now. And losing presence of water, the naval presence not looking too pretty. I see Venture Baba has made a transport ship. I'm thinking about a landing here, but yeah, surely that can't work out. Malay Force Levy should stop the pikemen of the Vikings here, but obviously you need the numbers to contest this. And back come the fast fire ships from the Byzantines, quite a few of them now, for the Denied Spies still to... Yeah, I'd say the Denied Spies have comfortable control of water now. They need to deal with the castles on the shorelines, then they could start taking out docks. And there shouldn't be any escape for Shikari. I guess resources are the most interesting here. Rectus, of course, getting that steady trickle of resources, but not really sharing. It hasn't been sending any tribute here. We'll have stone for castles, which could be maybe a significant point to be made. I wonder where Venture Baba has that transport ship at all, but don't really think a transport can succeed here. Villagers being picked off by fast fire ships here, and they do have that Byzantines unique technology, so they have farther range as well. Rectus greedy, yes, he doesn't share. Vodrocela with the landing now. Vikings landing. And do they... what was it again? Do they have... No, they don't have Italians on the team, so you can't make... Imperial Age militia for the Vikings here. I love it. When in doubt, make militia. Supplies, militia. I really hope he goes for a man-at-arms upgrade as well, otherwise these aren't gonna last long. Oh, man-at-arms is in, okay. Good late units now. And forging. I mean, if he gets to longswords, that should be enough against the Vikings pikemen here from Venture. Longsword is on the way. Oh man. What a game. Almost 1.5 hours in here. Range is going up as well, so Vodrocela wanting to go into Arbalest here probably as well. I'm guessing the economy is fairly decent for Vodrocela behind this. Still has that naval presence, has 93 elite longboats still. Those Pervakin again has been producing like crazy in the south here, so still making an attempt for water, but more and more docks are going down here for Shikari in the south. Longswords, iron casting. Okay, so where's the 200 swordsman upgrade then? Can you check Malay food eco? It's here. 44 on food for the Malay player. So, out with the long swordsman, 200 swordsman might or might not make it here. Bombard cannons. Let's go! Indeed, Uncle, indeed. Well, it's long swordsman against... no, it's long swordsman, but soon 200 swordsmen against 200 swordsmen here. Both Vikings, but it would seem that Vodrocela has the better upgrades, full upgrades almost. But yeah, again, a semi-unsuccessful landing here. The Rangers not producing. How is this gonna end? Look at these numbers again from those Pervakin and Venture here. They're not giving up lightly. 1 hour 30 minutes. I would be exhausted half an hour ago. Crazy. Longboats numbers doing work here for Vodrocela though, raiding the last bit of economy that's left on land. But keep in mind that Rectus still has the Faetorius and hasn't really been... It has been staying a little bit, but not overly much. Let's see for the other island. No... no Faetorius for the Night Spies. They don't have Portuguese, but they still have the trade running. So they'll have gold income. They could use that gold to buy whatever. Selling food for gold here as well. So Vodrocela is taking that turn. Their trade has been running nice low. Should be nice to see the trade profit by the end of the game. Big naval battle again here at Shikari. Dominating Lisbon. Yes, we wanted to win at least one game, finishing Division 3 without losing a set. Ah. Well, that's commitment. Yeah, you have Faetorius. It's true. But Rectus, as I said, is not sharing. So what's the point in having Faetorius if you're not going to benefit your teammates of it? Ay, ay, ay. Transport! How the hell is that one even successful? Come on! Come on! Oh, I'm not sure how long the villagers will live though. There's the castle here to shoot them down. I'll check the south side. We're killing food eco. I don't see any food eco getting killed. Oh, they're sent to finish the forward castle there. Monk trying to deny it, of course. But nope. Up it goes. Another tanky Byzantine castle with these 6,720 HP. Some hussars to raid the trade line here as well. Rectus trying for the castle. He has that Victoria income. Maybe I spoke too early. How long is this game? It's 166 to 143. Rectus with the 3 villager castle here. That's gonna be denied by the... Oh, the quick walls! Okay, so maybe it goes up with that one builder there. Can he do it? Can he do it? You should just go ready trade instead. Yeah, you're not gonna win that. You're a fucking Byzantine Hussar. You can't win against the Cavalier. Just go home and rethink your life or just die. Alright. Tack, 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 tack. Portuguese castle going up and going strong here. And another Byzantine castle is victim to land units and bombard cannons on land here. 1 hour 37 minutes in and still no winner in sight here. The denied spies now down 60 military here. Let's see the trade card situation. Still more trade for the denied spies here, but their landings keep failing and they never really get around to contesting the docks and the economy and everything in the back here. Maybe they should try a landing in the back instead, as this one villager, hero villager, in the middle of the battlefield is about to complete a castle all on his own. Savage comments on Byzantine? No, I don't have any problem with this Byzantines. I have a problem about the efficiency of landings. Oh, deleting the walls like a champ there just to make sure the castle, just to underscore the fact that this castle is going up. I finished it all on my own. There we go. Alright, let's see. 98 elite longboats. We have cataphracts! Woohoo! From the Byzantines. Goodbye, Malay fish traps. That's long gone. And these markets, they will go down as well. Good, at least. And once these markets go down, the denied spies will need to drop some new markets, preferably outside of cannon galleon range or anything. And then you need to rebuild them like over here or something outside of range of the units. We kill food because no wood on the map. Yeah, makes sense. The Malay can't easily replenish the fish traps, that's for sure. We need wood for that. 100 wood for a fish traps. Or maybe they cost a bit less for Malay, but still. Cataphracts on land for the Byzantines. This should have been done a long time ago against the infantry of infantry defense of the Shikari. They didn't really have, but they have the Genoese crossbowmen anyway, so probably not going to have much success with cataphract raidings here. With the elite cataphract, even that's a significant investment for the Byzantines. Will be dying quickly to ranged fire though, so galleons already weakening the cataphract quite a bit here. Markets go down, which means the denied spies will need to rebuild them. But what is their wood situation? It's less than comforting to see the wood situation here. 426 wood for the Grey Player. That could amount to 2 markets. They actually rebuilt a few, I think, here, or are preparing to do so. Do they have Logistica? Probably not, since there's only a few of them, but it doesn't matter. You need bigger masses for that to make a difference. I don't see any fighting anymore. What's going on here? Okay, cataphracts. I heard some villagers committing suicide as well. As another landing is being attempted in the middle of Castlefire by both Rochelle and Paul here. All three going for landings now with the support from the naval units. And Rectus still not slinging the teammates. Venturewaba completely trained. Knosperveiken still has a little bit, but nothing too significant. No production here from Shikari. And down go the Margits. On through right next to the shoreline. Why would you build it there if you want to secure relics? Of course, you want it in the middle of the land where it can't be hit by cannon galleons. Barracks going now. Production, of course, on point for the Malay here. But will be struggling for food in not too long here. And here come the Cataphract. They should struggle against the Genoese crossbowmen though. Even if they are Castle Age upgrades, because they are the counter to cavalry play. 100 wood for 600 gold. Yeah, that's a pretty decent trade. That's the power of Praetorius there, I guess, to have that income. And Rectus finally sending some resources, but could definitely share more here. You know, it's not like he has the pop space to contribute for his team anyway, other than resource-wise. Down go the Margits. Is this one within range? That might actually be out of range for the cannon galleons, but we'll find out soon enough, I think. Not many docks left for the denied spies here. Still some action. The Byzantines really know to play when Genoese crossbowmen are on the field. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Champions out on the field to... Well, I mean, they're not gonna do great against Elite Cataphract. But there's the Genoese crossbowmen. That's the issue here for Victor Francis. They are obviously shredding the champions here. Just look how quickly those champions go down. That's not going to do well. Even pikemen don't do great against Cataphracts, but when you have a ranged option, Arbalest are fine, but the Genoese crossbowmen, even better. Rectus with 3 galleons to the right hand side here, targeting some dogs. Only 1 market left in north, so that could be taken out as well. And goodbye, the Night Spice trade. Look at all the food, though. They could sling all that food to the Malay, and the Malay player could spam 200 swordsmen, but that's not really going to work out still when there's ranked units on the field. Yeah, champ meat shield, indeed. So you gotta make use of the food and gold for something. Well, no help in holding water anymore when there's no more resources to fight for. Both islands more or less drained of resources here. Another Cataphract party landing here. Transport ships can have room for quite a few of them. But aside from the champions getting shredded, as long as there are Genoese crossbowmen on the field, the Cataphracts shouldn't be a threat. But champions, of course, they dying like crazy. Is Rectus just AFK? No, he's raiding here. Look, he's doing work. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But his population isn't exactly healthy. Neither population is for... But Shikari, almost 100 population lead here. Maybe they are the ones to outlast the denied spies here. Oh my. More markets go down. He's slinging and whoring. Oh, yeah. Byzantines going down to the mighty Genoese crossbowmen in there. They're not even elite and still they're shredding. Hoarding. Yeah, he's definitely hoarding resources, that's for sure. And the GG is cold. The Night Spies give up the game, probably tired of everything here, not having success with their landings. Give up on top score, and the set ends 1-1. Crazy longboats feel useless. Yeah, look at the timeline here. We didn't get the start because of the restore, but it still shows nil-2 numbers and everything here. I think we should see the total stats anyway. Knusperbaken with 960 to 663 KD. Rectus not insignificant either. Venturebob with 345 kills and 945 losses. And Vodrochel with an amazing KD plus side there. Says something about longboat fights he took earlier. Economy in the 6-tuple digits here for all of the layers, and the uptimes not really relevant anymore. This is because the restore, but they all made it to imp, obviously. And trade situation. Directus not needing trade, of course. He had the Praetorius. And should show in the income, he actually had the most resources of all. Crazy. Long drawn out islands game. Why is it even in the pool?